Once again, what could have been a golden opportunity turned into a complete disaster. Morgan Freeman, a true Hollywood legend with a career full of unforgettable performances, brought his signature calm and wisdom to The View. You'd expect an interview with him to go deep, thoughtful reflections, behind-the-scenes stories, real insight from a man who's seen it all. But instead, The View took things in a completely different direction. Rather than exploring the richness of Freeman's life and career, they wasted precious airtime with shallow questions and meaningless banter. And just when it seemed like things might finally take a meaningful turn, the segment was abruptly cut short, leaving audiences stunned and more than a little frustrated. Today, we're breaking down exactly what went wrong in that chaotic exchange. And trust me, the way Morgan Freeman calmly shut down their awkward attempt to stir up controversy? Absolute masterclass. Make sure to hit subscribe and tap the notification bell, because you won't want to miss moments like this.
This subject, life on the planet, you understand that today, life on the planet is in a little bit of trouble. And we're the cause of it.
That's right.
There have been, if I remember correctly, 6 extinction-level events on the planet since life began. I mean, 6 times, large portions of life. Not human life we're talking just life. Gone, destroyed. We're headed for another one.
To set the stage, Morgan Freeman appeared on this episode to promote his latest project, the Netflix documentary, Life on Our Planet. This visually stunning series takes viewers on a journey through Earth's epic timeline, tracing the rise and fall of species and highlighting how life has continually adapted through massive upheavals, from global catastrophes to evolutionary resets. But what truly sets this documentary apart is its tone. Instead of leaning into the typical doom and gloom messaging that dominates much of today's environmental discourse, Life on Our Planet takes a more grounded, reflective approach. It doesn't scream that we're on the brink of collapse unless we act now. Instead, it reminds us that change, even dramatic change, is part of Earth's natural history, long before humans ever arrived. But of course, Joy Behar wasn't about to let a calm, science-based perspective go unchallenged. She jumped in with this interruption.
Well, it's tenacious if we would just leave it alone. Leave it alone. And the human interruption of all of that is what's causing all the problems. I hope that it's not too late. But let me ask you this, Jim. Seeing the rise and fall of all these species, because some are coming in too, right? And many are leaving the planet. Did that change your perspective on life?
My perspective on life, I don't think it changed my perspective. It just enhanced it. Because for a long time now, I've been listening to what they say about, I drive an electric car.
You could practically see the smirk on Morgan Freeman's face as he subtly pushed back on Joy Behar's over-the-top, sky is falling take. And honestly, it was long overdue. The climate panic we see in the media today has reached absurd levels, scaring people into anxiety and despair. Remember back in 2019 when 11,000 scientists signed that warning about untold suffering on the horizon? Sounds terrifying, until you read the fine print. Their proposed solutions, not exactly practical. We're talking sky-high carbon taxes, abandoning GDP as a measure of progress, slashing meat consumption, and, wait for it, stabilizing the global population. Translation, ditch your modern comforts, eat bugs, and basically live like it's the Stone Age, all because a handful of activists think they know what's best. Meanwhile, many of them are jet-setting around the world, wagging their fingers at regular folks for daring to enjoy a cheeseburger. It's peak hypocrisy. And if you're firing up the grill tonight, go ahead and smash that like button just to annoy them. But just when the interview was starting to heat up, Sunny Hostin chimed in, and of all the questions she could have asked Morgan Freeman, she went with this.
Different document.
Go ahead.
As some politicians around the country try to erase Black history, you're making sure people don't forget vital parts of our past.
Yeah.
including this documentary that you executive produced called 761st. Did I get that right? Yeah, 761st Tank Battalion, the original Black Panthers. About the first Black battalion to fight in World War II.
First Black Armored Battalion.
Yes, and you served in the Air Force. I know that. This film was then very personal to you.
Oh, yes, heavens. Start in the 40s and move up. And how many times did I see Black people in the movies? And if I did see them, what were they doing?
There were servants.
Servants.
They were always. I
Yeah.
know it's appalling.
I can give you the name.
If you watch old movies, Betty Davis movies are particularly, even though she's great, and
it's the period.
It's not her
of time
fault.
that
It's
the
the
movies
period.
were made.
Yeah.
It's
just
upsetting
what they
to
were
watch.
doing.
Tell you the
Well,
truth.
it shouldn't be that way
It
because
is.
somebody did make money.
Yeah.
Seriously. Morgan Freeman is sitting right there. And that's the question you choose? It's almost impressive how badly they missed the mark. And just to add insult to injury, the entire episode has mysteriously vanished from The View's YouTube channel. That's right. They tried to scrub it from the internet like it never happened. But, lucky for us, the Wayback Machine isn't so easy to fool. Clearly, someone didn't want the world seeing their awkward attempt at race baiting crash and burn in real time. Let's talk about Sonny. A quick glance at Morgan Freeman's past interviews would have told her exactly where he stands. He's been crystal clear. Black history is American history. No separate categories, no qualifiers, just history. But acknowledging that doesn't really fit the script she was trying to push. So, instead, she went in blind. Then there was Joy, who somehow managed to look more offended than people who've actually faced real discrimination. Her expression when Freeman calmly dismantled her entire narrative? Pure gold. Of course, once things started to spiral, Whoopi had to jump in and do some damage control. And what came next? Honestly, it was nothing we haven't seen 100 times before.
That's the time.
Was
Now look at today, things we're always in flux.
Yeah.
Always.
But we've always been here.
Yeah?
Fluxing out.
Flux. Exactly.
I had a question, but we run out of time. Listen, this is extraordinary, this documentary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Please keep
agree.
making.
And just like clockwork, they pulled out the classic, "we're running out of time" excuse. Maybe it was genuine, but the way they wasted Morgan Freeman's presence felt downright insulting. We're talking about Morgan Freeman here, a cinematic legend with decades of iconic work behind him. Meanwhile, lesser-known guests have enjoyed long, uninterrupted segments. But Freeman? Just 6 rushed minutes, filled with fluff, dodging anything meaningful, and ultimately tossed into the digital trash. But don't worry, we're not done yet. Because Freeman didn't just let it end there. In a powerful appearance at the Oxford Union, he laid it all out, calmly, clearly, and without pulling punches. He explained exactly why both Sonny and Joy were completely off the mark. It was the kind of response that didn't need theatrics, just truth, delivered with signature Freeman clarity. Trust me, this clip is the highlight of the week, and you're going to want to watch every second.
I don't think there is an issue of race in Hollywood. Somewhere back there in the 70s, the decision was made by almost all and sundry that we have to start open casting. Now, if you look on television, you pretty much see the range of cultural, that's not the right word because we all belong to the same culture. We just, anyway, but you see everybody. And I think that Hollywood learned in the 70s, oh, here's reality. Ossie Davis directed a movie called Cotton Comes to Harlem. It made hundreds of millions of dollars. And of course, Hollywood is colorblind. It only sees green.
When you actually ask Morgan Freeman thoughtful questions and give him the space to speak, his depth and insight are undeniable. This is a man who's not just seen history, he's lived it. He's witnessed generations of change in Hollywood and beyond. His perspective is rare, and his voice carries the kind of wisdom that only comes with time and experience. But leave it to The View to fumble such a once-in-a-lifetime moment. They had a living legend sitting right in front of them, and still managed to blow it. Now, I want to hear from you. What did you think of the interview? Was it a missed opportunity, or something more? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to share it with your friends. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.